Alright, so, all that being said, David Icke is somebody who, like, I never always believed in what he believed in. And, even more than that, I never thought reptilians or really thought anything about that. If there was reptilians, that would be on the Pleiadian side. And all this crap. And I always thought of him as somebody who sells books and, YouTube advertisements and gets hits from selling fear to people, is what I thought. And potentially, he wasn't real. He was kind of up there with Alex Jones in my book. And they did a few interviews together, so, But, they're just fake fucking fear fucking creating motherfuckers. But technically help people evolve and help people, help people go through their first chakra opening. And I still think that is possible, but maybe they are actually working for the other side. And once again, that could be true. I don't know. But maybe it's because I haven't listened to David Icke all that much. But anyways, he's got a new book coming out, and I'm probably going to buy the fucking thing, just so you know, to see what it's about. And this London Real thing at first, when I heard him saying this, because, well, you'll hear it. Anyways, he's giving a solution as to what to do about this, and I want you guys to hear it. And I know I'll play it at the beginning of my podcast, which, by the way, when I make a podcast and I put all my recent videos of YouTube on there and all that content, and it's just like redoing it, people might be like, what the fuck is he doing this for? Because if you listen to my podcast and you watch YouTube, you're probably thinking it's fucked. But I know, and I've spoken to some people that listen to my podcast that don't watch my YouTube because they gave up YouTube. Because YouTube brings their mind in too many directions and they don't follow through on things sometimes. Because there's just so much information there and they can get lost in it. So, I put my YouTube video information on there so the certain people that only listen to my podcast hear it. So, yeah, that's why I do that. And it's not to fucking whatever. Because I don't know, maybe it's because I'm one of those people, but I want all information on YouTube that I have on Spreaker and vice versa. Now, all the things from Spreaker are on YouTube, but anything I make solely on YouTube does not go on Spreaker. So, yeah, anyways, but I'm going to have to delete some videos off of this bitch because it says I only have 3 minutes to record, and this thing is pretty long. I mean, at least 7 or 8 minutes, but he's giving you a solution on how to do this, and it comes down to perception, how your mind works, how the media fucks with your mind, and, he even gives a real life thing that happened to him, that he had arthritis and he bet it by doing this. And I had a video, beginning of the year, before coronavirus was a big deal, during the forest fires of Australia, when all the animals were getting killed, and after Trump bombed the Iranian fucking military dude, and then they fought back and did something bad. This is all right before the coronavirus dropped, by the way. But anyways, I had a video about personality identities and how you can take on different personalities that you create, and it's almost like a thought form or an egregore that you embody. Because when you go to work, you can have the identity of, I'm a great worker, I always get things done, no one makes fun of me, everybody likes me at work. And then when you're done work, you can put on the identity that I'm a great father, I'm happy, whatever. You can switch throughout these identities to make your life easier and more adaptable and all that. Well, he kind of talks about identities in a different way, but a similar way at the same time. So I want to play that for everybody to hear, because it's a solution. And, if I end up thinking this is stupid, I shouldn't play this, well then I'll figure out another way to get this on. But yeah, enjoy. It's gonna take me a second here, but it should be already queued up. Oh, that's Rufio.
They're not trying to protect old people. They couldn't give a damn. They don't want old people. That's what he called them. And that's how they perceive them. And now we're supposed to believe that this is all to protect them. Oh, please, do me a favour. We need to wake up to the fact that something beyond frickin' evil is running this world. I've been trying to get this out for all these years, and I do understand why. Because people do not have, in their lives in general, experience of undiluted evil, that has no empathy and no compassion and no emotional consequence for anything it does. When you don't have that in your life, and most people don't, it's very difficult to grasp the scale of evil that's running this world. And the idea...
Now, that being said, what you just said, I know people that have things that could be perceived as that level of evil. And, you know, if you want to make yourself sad, you can think about all the fucking millions of kids right now that have parents that are drug users and just terrible parents that shouldn't have children. And these children are stuck inside at home with these fucking parents all fucking day long. And they're suffering. And they're, you know, they're not getting dirt under their fingernails and getting dirty and making their system strong enough to fight against fucking germs. So if this ever gets released again, everybody's going to be they're going to be weaker rather than stronger. All summer long, you're outside taking in a lot of germs. In the wintertime, especially here in Canada, wintertime, we're stuck inside. You know what I mean? Stuck inside our house. And when do people in Canada or anybody in general get mostly sick? Well, it's in the fucking wintertime. Because you're stuck inside all the time. So you're not making as much germs, so you're not getting as sick. Well, what are they making us do? They're fucking making us stay inside. But anyways, there's a lot of evil in this world. And I don't think that statement is completely correct because there's a lot of people that understand it. And that's why a lot of people take up drugs, alcohol, and all that because they can't handle the amount of evil that's going on. Fucking shit.
That they are trying to protect us by taking our freedom away is such a joke, it's unbelievable. If people don't like that, well, they can do the other thing.
I had a flashback when I was coming into work this morning, and I just thought, what was it like in Germany in, say, 39, where all of a sudden all these rights
For fuck's sakes.
are being taken away? I had a flashback when I was coming into work this morning, and I just thought, what was it like in Germany in, say, 39, where all of a sudden all these rights are being taken away? And I was like, it must have been weird in this state. I always used to wonder, why didn't everybody leave? But you've got your family there and your businesses and your properties there, so you put up with a little more, and you put up a little more, and then they vilify this group over here, and I don't know, and I don't think about this stuff that often. I'm not a history buff, but it just snapped in my mind, and I was just like, what's going on here? David, a lot of people will listen to us today and go away really depressed and really down and not see any type of future. I know you don't like leaving people that way. So what is something people can go away with a positive note? What's something they can focus on? Are we going to get through this?
Well, I've just finished a book, which is going to come out in the next few months.
I'm going to get that shit.
Which is all about
If I get it
what
for
we
free,
can
I'll share
do.
that shit.
And you know, there's many elements to it. Although there's an absolute.
You can get a lot of David Icke's
Core to
books
it.
for free online.
And
David Icke PDF.
one of the things-
You get a fuckload of them, by the way.
One of the
Simple.
key things
Google
we need
it.
to do, I would say, is to change our self-identity. If you identify as your name, your life story, your race, your religion, one of the key things we need to do.
Oh, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Supposed to be able to shut off the car and the radio's still playing. Obviously, it didn't. The fucking stupid fucking thing.
Would say is to check. If you identify as your name, your life story, your race, your religion, one of the key things we need to do, I
You
would
hear
say,
popcorn popping in the background and shit.
is to change our self-identity.
It's because when I recorded this, my kids are making popcorn.
If you identify as your name, your life story, your race, your religion, your background, whatever, you are identifying with a set of labels that are transitory and are incredibly brief. And those set of labels are not you. They are what you are experiencing. I am not David Icke.
How many people have said
I
that?
am a point of attention, which can be
Just...
All right. Just briefly, what I was about to say there was, how many people have said shit like that in the past? Jim Carrey, I'm not Jim Carrey. I am just and people disassociating with their identity. Famous people, I thought maybe that was a trap to kind of lure people into spirituality and then mind fuck them, but I don't know. You be the judge of that. Anyways, I gotta take a shower because people are gonna be coming over for my birthday. But I'm gonna keep playing that shit so you can hear it, and I'll make sure you don't see anything, you're not supposed to see. My wife will be pissed. I think I'd have this shit ready to go though, right? Jesus Christ. Such a nut fucking retard, dumb fucking piece of shit I am someday.
I am are transitory and are incredibly brief. And those set of labels are not you. They are what you are experiencing.
My bathroom, by the way.
I am not David Icke. I am a point of attention which can be myopic or vast within an infinite stream of consciousness. And you are a point of attention in that same consciousness that observes reality from a different point of view. We are all points of attention in that same one consciousness, which is why racism is so ludicrous. And if you self-identify with your labels as the I, the total I, then you see the world in a certain way, and it can be very frightening. But when you self-identify as I am eternal, infinite awareness having this experience, and when I leave the body, which is just a way that the body focuses our attention within a tiny band of frequency, and when we leave the body, our attention expands as far as we want it to, because that attention is no longer being focused through the body, through the five senses. And we go on experiencing and exploring forever. This is a brief experience for a point of eternal consciousness that we give a name to. And when you observe the world from that perspective, which is where I've been coming from for a long time now, it's not so frightening. And you have the ability to connect dots because you're seeing things from a panorama and not a myopia. And from myopia can seem very, very fearful, but from the panorama, it's just another experience. And one of the things I go into in the book, and we'll chat about this when it comes out, I'm sure, is our perceptions, and it can be explained very simply how this works, our perceptions become our experience. And if you fall into fear of something, everything that everything in this reality, everything, even the coronavirus, is a frequency. Every thought is a frequency. Fear is a frequency. It's a different frequency to love. It's a different frequency to joy. And we live in this sea of frequency, of possibility and probability. It's like being a computer that is living in a Wi-Fi sea. And within that Wi-Fi sea is everything on the internet. And so potentially you can put anything on the internet on your screen, your experience. But our perceptions are also frequencies. And so if we are in a frequency of fear and we are generating that frequency, that field, that electromagnetic field, we are going to make a symbiotic frequency connection with like frequencies. And what we do is we draw to us as an experience what we fear. And all the time, people say, this is always happening to me. Hey, Ethel, it's happened again. Why? Why do certain things keep repeating in people's lives but not repeat in others? Because what they're putting out as perception, which is a frequency field, is drawing towards them in like a magnetic phenomenon. It's drawing to them what they're putting out. And so